Would you like to get more book reviews? I mean, who wouldn't want more book reviews? I know I would like to do that, and I'm sure you would like to too. And today's very, very special guest is going to give you some more info about how you can do that. So make sure that you stay tuned to today's video. Hey, I'm Dale L. Roberts, best-selling author as well as a self-publishing advocate who wants to show you how to publish books that sell. And today, we're going to do that by way of getting some social proof, getting some more book reviews for your title. And, instead of kicking around the subject, I just want to jump right into the heart of the situation and just welcome on today's guest. And I'm going to tell you about his service first. Service actually is called FiveABook. Now, that's FiveABook. FiveABook provides digital marketing tools that help authors and book publishers get more reviews for their books. And today's guest is the founder and, of course, the creator of this. His name is Ioannis Tsiokos, and he just told me specifically, just call him John. So John is a book publisher and then the developer for FiveABook. So I'm super geeked up to have him on here today. John, how you doing, man?
What's up? How you doing, Dale?
I'm live and kicking, so it looks like there's a little bit of a delay between you. You and me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, you're good. You're good to go, man. How you feeling today, man? You ready to do this?
I'm hyped up. Today is the first time where I'm going live, talk about this, and I've been working on this for a while. So, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't be more excited, I guess.
Nice. So, I'm going to address the live chat here and some of the people that are here already. And if you are live and watching this, or if you're watching this on the replay, you got questions, concerns, comments, please drop them inside the comments there, and John and I will do our best to answer those. What I'm going to do is kind of talk to John a little bit more about FiveABook, some of his background and such. That way it kind of answers some questions you may already have. So please drop them inside here. And if you have any kind of issues hearing either one of us, let us know. There's a little bit of a delay because John's a little bit over on the other side of the world. So we're doing our best to work through some of the technological issues. So in any event, John, let's go ahead and jump right into it. What got you into the world of self-publishing?
Well, self-publishing, I 6 or 7 years ago, I don't even remember. Basically, I was coming back from UK, returning back to Greece. I'm Greek. I live in Greece. I'm broadcasting from there right now.
Yeah.
And it had been a few years working very hard. So I thought, why not go off to a trip to Mongolia, so right next door. And while I started preparing for that trip, I was going to go driving. I forgot to say that. While I started preparing for that trip, I saw Amazon KDP, and it wasn't like I was trying to publish a book of my own, but I saw this as a business opportunity, and I had a couple ideas of books that I could outsource to other people. So basically, I outsourced a couple books, and then off I went to the trip to Mongolia. And while I was traveling, now that's myself, alone in a car. Sometimes I found internet along the way. I would log into Amazon KDP, and I could actually see some sales coming through. And for me, that was hard to perceive because until that time, I had to, exchange basically my life, my hours to make money. But there I was traveling free, having the time of a lifetime and making money. Not much, but still some. So at the end of the trip, and by the way, before I kind of, close the thing about this trip, actually, I'm going to show you a picture of my car in the end because
Okay.
It's probably the most exciting thing as far as my story goes. So by the end of that trip, I was making about $200, and that was off from 2 books. I had already made the amount that I invested, and I thought I'm going to take whatever money I have left that I didn't spend on the trip and make a book portfolio of nonfiction titles. And because I'm a geek and I know computer science and I love to program and all that, I had a very data-driven, approach to it. So I made bots, I researched the market, I found keywords, I found sub-niches, titles that I thought would sell. One of those, some of the titles were controversial, I could say, but still there was demand and there wasn't enough supply. And the second problem that I had was how I was going to get book reviews. So I solved both of these problems being a publisher of having published now about 130 titles and having sold over 50,000 copies. So some of these books are very small, some are larger. But at the end of the day, it has been the how do you say it in English, bread and butter for me. I mean, it's been my salary basically for the past 5 years. It's how I get paid. It's how I continued my business career. I didn't get another job. I just became a publisher. And on the way to doing that, I had to solve some problems. And at the end of the day, I started thinking about, all right, how about creating a service that could solve the same problems for other people. And that's how FiveABook started, becoming, first a thought, then a website, now a reality, and something that anybody can use. So yeah, I maybe we can talk about reviews, or what do you think, Dale?
Yeah, excellent. I can pick it up from here, man. That's what a good host does. So this is perfect. You have a great segue here in this one. Are book reviews important? If so, why are they so important to our books?
I mean, yeah. If you're new to this market, you might be wondering, I can just write a good book and of course it will sell. But if you've already published a good book, then you already know this. And the way I view it is, I just, if I'm looking at a restaurant that has nobody in it, I don't know if I want to go inside that restaurant, even if it's the only restaurant around. You know what I mean? And if there are other restaurants around it, I'm not going in there because I have other options. And that's your product page on Amazon. I mean, if your book has no reviews and there's other books around it in the also boards or the advertisements are everywhere around it, basically, that say, look at me, I have 10 reviews, I have 1,000 reviews, then why am I going to buy your title? I have to spend money, and I sure as hell I'm going to put it at somewhere where somebody else has put it before me. So it's like a restaurant. You need reviews, and even Amazon is being too harsh about it. They don't even show books without reviews in their search results or in the categories. They don't show up anywhere. So you need at least one review to start.
Yeah. Excellent. That's a good place to start. And of course, now let's transition over to this. Now, there's many services out there on the market that we can get reviews for, and some of them, we'll probably go into some of the ones that aren't so good, and maybe the ones that are so good, we can probably put them off to the side because we want to talk a little bit about FiveABook. What is FiveABook? I know when you originally reached out to me, I'm like going, what? Is this legit? So fill us in. What is FiveABook?
Wait, you say that it doesn't sound legit? Because FiveABook, I thought it was a great name.
It sounded fine. It's so funny. I get so many people that will reach out to me about their services, and I'm always kind of, I guess, skeptical. And it wasn't until you and I connected that I was like, okay, this guy's legit.
But I still have a beard, so I don't know if you should trust me.
Right.
Anyways, let me tell you what it is and what I want it to be, because maybe people should know both of these aspects because they're not exactly the same. So basically, if should I share screen now, Dale?
Yes, sure. Please go ahead.
Good idea. All right. Sure. So I'm at the homepage of FiveABook right now. Can you see it?
Very good. Mm-hmm.
Is it showing up? All right, great. So if you're just showing up on this website for the first time, it's a website that is geared for both reviewers or readers and authors and publishers.
Yeah.
Of course, we're interested in the authors and publishers. But let's say that I just landed on this website and all I want is a free book. I start browsing the website. Maybe I'll go to the categories or I'll go to books. And now I'm already signed up for the website. If I'm not signed up, it will ask me to sign up if I want to get something. But because I'm signed up, say that I go to this title here. And I really want to download a free copy of this, and I'm even willing to review it. But what the site says is that I need to have reviewed at least another 3 books before I'm able to get this book. So I'm like, oh, all right, maybe I'll find another book. So this number here that says 3, that's set up by the author or the publisher. So it's a requirement. So we don't give review copies out to anybody. So maybe the reviewer will just keep browsing, and he will find that. If you see get book here, that means that the book is available to them, or it means basically that they are fulfilling the requirements that the author has set or publisher has set, or that the person who's giving this out is not requiring the reviewer to have reviewed anything in the past. So maybe the reviewer just wants to give away many copies, and he's willing to risk giving away some copies to people that are not very likely to give them a review. So that's one aspect of it. Now, let me point out that this website is new. There is 207 books. Maybe it's, maybe you think that's a lot. Maybe you don't think that's a lot. I want thousands of books here. So I want a reviewer or a blogger to come here and see thousands of books so he can choose whatever he wants. So, he can go to the category that he likes. He can click there, and he's not going to see, I don't know, where cozy mysteries, how many titles are going to be there? Just 2 titles. You know what I mean? It's a specific category. So I want them to come here and see dozens of books. So until that works, until FiveABook has enough books, I don't think that this is the main offering, let's say, to authors and publishers. So what do we do until then? Let me assure you that it has to offer a lot of value. I just wanted to show you what I want it to be in the future before I can show you what it does now and what it does for free.
Gotcha.
So if you allow me, if I can just log into my account here. So say that I'm an author or publisher. The first thing that I do when I come to FiveABook is add promo copies. What are promo copies? These are basically promotional copies that I want to give away to people that are willing to give me a review. We cannot require them to give a review. That's Amazon terms. But we can ask them, kindly ask for a review. So there's two ways for FiveABook to accept review copies. And you can either add a review copy as an ebook file download. So you can say I can add up to, 100 ebook file download. So you just give us our file. We'll take care of conversions and all that stuff. And we'll make sure that the file is available for download in the specific format that the user wants it in, through a link or as a download inside Kindle or outside Kindle. And this is the most important thing, as an Amazon gift link. Now, an Amazon gift link is way more powerful than an ebook file download. Because let me just click here to compare these two. An Amazon gift link will result to verified reviews. It's not an Amazon prepaid link. That's a bit technical here. I don't think we should go into that now.
Yeah.
It's basically a link that I can click on, and if I haven't bought the book in the past, I can just do another click, and the book, it's an Amazon link, right? And the book will go straight into my Kindle.
Yeah.
So how do I get these links? I get them from Amazon itself, because Amazon is distributing my book. And if I am in Kindle Select, they are the only ones who can actually distribute my book. So Amazon gift links, they give you verified reviews. Ebook file downloads, they're completely free because you're distributing your file. Now, verified, for Amazon gift links, you're basically buying the book from yourself. So if you put it at $0.99, then you would be buying the book from yourself. And if you are at 7% royalty rate, it would be royalty rate, then that would cost you 30 cents, right?
Yeah.
Assuming that somebody claims the gift link. So I'm not gonna go too much into it, but basically if you click next and you have selected Amazon gift links, you can either go and buy the gift links yourself, or you can enter your SIN here, confirm a SIN, and then ask us to buy up to 5 copies of your book. This is up to 5 now, because I don't want people to be entering way too many copies into the system. I want to kind of scale it out gradually. So you can come here and say, buy 5 copies of my book. You have to pay me so I can buy the copies for you and give 5% extra for credit card charges. But basically, we'll take care of buying these copies and adding them into your account. So once you do that, you have either promo copies added that are either file downloads or Amazon gift links.
Yeah.
And they will show up under promo copies here. And then you can create 3 distribution channels to give away your copies. So that's on top of the of this distribution channel that we just talked. So your books will be available here for any reviewer to see, and they will only be available to them if they fulfill the requirements. But and this is the powerful stuff, you can also distribute them through private channels, and these are bot coupons, reader magnets, and review magnets. Reader magnets are more or less, I think, kind of they're offered by other people for sure. Book Funnel, Story Origin, they all offer reader magnets. There are differences, and it's up to you to kind of dive in and see how they're better or worse. But bot coupons and review magnets, they're not offered anywhere else. Bot coupons is basically a way to distribute your book copies through a Facebook bot. So I could just so that's my car. I promised I was going to show it in the end, but actually,
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I installed these things by myself up here, so because I needed power for sure, because I also made a robot that I had with me, so I had to power it somehow. Anyways, that's another story for another time.
Love it.
Let me show you. So if you click on that, that link here, it will basically bring you to a Facebook bot. So these are all my friends here. I guess I'm ignoring those guys, but they're very nice to me.
Gotcha.
And you'll be able to claim a book through this Facebook bot by chatting up with this bot. The bot will say, do you want a copy of this book? And then it will ask you a few questions. It will ask you if you want to leave a review. It will ask for your Amazon profile if the author has set that setting, or the Goodreads account, so we can confirm whether you received a review or not, etc. It's automated. And I'm not spending too much time in this because I really think that the most powerful thing is the review magnets.
Yeah.
And this, why am I saying this? Because I think this is what made the difference between success and failure in my case. Well, half of it was the data-driven market research. The other half was basically a request that I added at the end of each book. And this is not what you're thinking, or at least I don't think it is. This is what I said at the end of every book. I basically said, thank you very much for reading my book. And this was, at that point, it was a personal system. I wasn't using it through FiveABook because
Gotcha.
I hadn't made the website. Thank you for reading this book. If you want a copy of another book, and that was another title that I had, then please give me some feedback. Not a review. Just give me some feedback on my book. That's all I'm asking. So remember, that's at the end of book A, let's say, the review book, the book that we want a review for.
Yeah.
That's asking for some feedback. And what I'm promising is another book. This is 100% legit, per Amazon terms, because you're not asking for a review. You're just asking for feedback. So I'm switching to Firefox now because I need to access this through my proxy because the website checks if you're from the United States for various reasons.
Yeah.
It's too technical to get into that now. Basically, if you follow the link at the end of the book, you get to a page that looks like this. And it says, well, thank you very much for reading Girl's Guide to Witchcraft, whatever the book that you want a review for is. Now, if you want a copy of another book, and this could be another book of yours, or it could even be Stephen King's. And why? Because you can buy Stephen King's book and you can give them away, again, for free. As long as you buy the gift copies, you're eligible to distribute them. But let's say that you're just trying to get all this, organically into your own sort of loop system. So you got the reader on this page, and you're saying, all I need from you, if you want a copy of this other book of mine, a free copy, and this could be either an Amazon gift link or a download. All I need from you is some feedback and your email, so I can deliver you the book. And the reviewer is like, or the reader is like, okay, cool, why not do it? And once after I request that book, I'm going to land on a page that says, thank you very much, thank you so much. Now, if you can please so kindly, well, it's going to say that you're going to get the book by email in a couple hours, and they will receive the book in an email in a couple hours. But if you should kindly, if you could just take that review right here that you just wrote, click here to copy it, and go to the Amazon page and paste it in, and just leave it also as a review. So
wow,
it's
that's brilliant.
It's super low friction.
Yeah.
And the reason it is because the reader has already given the feedback. They don't have to write the review. They know they're going to get the book, the free book, in a couple hours by email. So they feel kind of indebted, whatever. So why not just share it? It's 2 clicks, it doesn't cost them anything. In my experience, I'm not gonna give any numbers that don't, work with this. It's for my review magnets, 60% of the people that got to this page basically shared the review, the feedback that they wrote on Amazon. So that's more than half. It's not great.
That's still good. That's still really
60%
good.
in terms of conversion. And I'm just, if I gave away an Amazon gift copy, that costed me 30 cents. If I gave away a download link, that costed me nothing. I would still give away Amazon gift links so that the review is verified.
Yeah.
So that's that's my small trick. That's how I, that and data-driven market research. That's very important if you're doing this as a publisher / outsourcer, etc. So that, these are the main offerings of FiveABook. There's so many other things that I want to, to make here.
Yeah.
To do, but it's important for me to, every feature that I build in, I want it to be working well and be rock solid and have an actual effect on reviews and eventually sales. So
that's fantastic. This
been
really
talking for
is
a long time.
No, okay. I'm obviously very fascinated because I know just looking at the interface you had showed me some time ago, and hearing you cover this, really it helps out, and it really, you're even sharing some information. Even if somebody didn't use FiveABook, this is such a brilliant way of getting reviews that's still honoring the Amazon terms of service. So fantastic. So the question I have would be the next one. We talked about what is FiveABook. We talked about how it works. Where are you getting the readers? How are the readers coming to your site for these types of books?
So as far as these 3 channels go, both coupons, reader magnets, and review magnets, they're private. What I mean by private, the author or publisher himself or herself will have to promote them or put them out there to attract readers. You can even, you can put a password in front of them, or actually not a password. You can limit them to specific emails if they want to, but they're all secret links, let's say. So nobody can claim a book through a bot coupon if he doesn't have the bot coupon. Nobody can go through to a reader magnet if he doesn't know the link to that magnet. So you can get that, actually you can get that, make it visible to the search engines if you want, but still I think you would have to promote it, right?
Yeah.
So these three things are private channels. They all feed from promo copies that you add through here. And the only public channel that makes your copies available and is basically promoted for, automatically, let's say, and for free, is through the main website of FiveABook. But as I said, because the website is just starting out, this is not something that I'm pushing right now out to bloggers or reviewers. I want to build the collection first. So I think that this is not something that somebody that signs up for this, for this service should count on. They should actually count on. If I were you, I would sign up and I would make review magnets immediately and just add them to all my books in the end, because you just put them there and you advertise another copy of. The benefit is double, because you give another copy of another book and you get a review for a previous for the book that the author has just read. The best time to convert a reader to become a reviewer is when he has finished the book. It's not when he gets it or before he gets it, or it's at that time when he finishes it that you gotta catch him and say, I got something for you.
Yeah.
The catch is Amazon says you cannot offer anything for a review, and we don't. You just, and you will collect feedback if you do this that will not translate into reviews. You still get the feedback.
Yeah, and get feedback is super, super important. So this makes sense. You kind of have a site that's brand new. So it's not that you have a ton of readers right now, but it's a chicken and the egg type thing. You're going to need to get authors and books before you can get readers. But then again, sometimes you need to get readers in order to get the authors. So this is fantastic. I like the fact that you have features already set up, so that way we can set up shop and start to draw in more people to our brand. So big kudos on that one. So you shared quite a few features here. Is there anything else that you would like to share about FiveABook while we've got everybody's attention?
I think this is really interesting. If you go to the blog of FiveABook, I've been doing this for years for my own personal research. But if you go to the blog, I've started publishing this in charts. Basically, what I do is I run bots that visit Amazon. Visit hundreds of thousands of pages of Amazon, look up to 50 books of every single sub category. And then in the end, I publish research for every single category in Amazon. I think it's about 450 categories.
Woo!
It's a lot. Come on, you knew that. I mean, the categories in total, including the subcategories, are 4,500. But, so example, I don't even know if this is going to work because you see, I haven't clicked on that link. So that would be for this specific category here. Other media, so that would be down to this thing. It's a market analysis that happens monthly sales over a number of titles. It's basically an opportunity chart and then publishing activity charts, and all that times 450 every month. And then in the future, of course, I'm going to extend this research to be on the time series, so you can see what happened on the previous month, last year, etc. So that's a ton of research that is almost happening automatically now, and I make available for free because the market in the United States is becoming so efficient. I think everybody should have access to this type of intelligence, say.
Yeah, and by the way, folks, on the Facebook video here right now, you will see inside the description there is a link to his blog article about the category, so you can select that. That's completely free for you to go look at. He's providing you an awesome resource. John, you've been fantastic, man. We're not going to kick you off just yet, but I do always like to ask, how can people get a hold of you?
All right, so the main email of the website, FiveABook, is fab, F-A-B, at FiveABook.com. If you send something there, it's going to come straight to me. If FiveABook is my whole publishing business is basically, it is a company. It's a Cyprus company. I'm not the only shareholder, but it's a one-man company in the sense that I'm the only employee. And FiveABook is my creation as far as development goes, not investment, but development. So I'm responsible for everything, and I can resolve anything and everything really fast if you send me an email at fab@fiveabook.com. if you sign up in the website, there's also a contact form, that basically ends up in the same email address.
And so, of course, folks, too, remember, go to FiveABook.com. So one question I don't think I covered was, what's the cost? Like, how much is this going to put people behind?
I did this, for everybody to just enjoy it for free. I wish. I'll tell you what. I think that this project of mine has taken basically more than a year out of my life.
Yeah.
And I was always thinking about ways how I could monetize, because you're making something that you like making, but you also want to make sure that this is going to pay back someday. And in the beginning, I was thinking about subscription models, or even a model where I could charge for every success fee for a review. And then in the end, I thought, you know what? First of all, I'm going to make this available for free in the beginning. And I want to make sure that anybody who comes in the beginning, it's 100% free for them, and whatever they do stays free for a lifetime. So if you come in and you add a book and you make a reader magnet and review magnets, you're never going to have to pay anything for that stuff. In fact, the model is the following: you come in, you add your book, that book has been added into the system, and you never have to pay anything for it. You can go and add as many promo copies as you want, create as many review magnets, and everything, and forever for free. Now, in the future, and that could be in 2 months, it could be in 2 years, I don't know, the model will be the following. When you come in, if you want to add a new book into the system, then you probably pay $10, and then you can use all the resources for that book, for the lifetime, without paying anything else. So it's one-time fee, and that is free for now. So anybody who adds their books now, or while it is free, they don't have to pay anything, and they don't have to worry about paying anything for those books ever. So you can go ahead and add the review magnet link in your books, and know that I'm not going to ask you for money, 3 years or 2 months down the line, and you're going to have to take that link out of your book. I don't want you to have that thing in your mind, and I don't want to have that in my consciousness.
Right. Very good, man. That's very giving of you. I do appreciate it. If anybody has questions for John, please fire them off over inside the chat. Funny thing is, John, as soon as you went to share a screen, by the way, you shared the screen, your video's working perfect.
Oh, you can still see me?
Yeah, you're going really, it's perfect. So we're not going to switch back over. Stay on the screen share, if anything, so then people know exactly your website. For some reason, we were having some issues when we first jumped on. We're like, well, at least we can hear you fine. So if anybody has questions, please fire away. I do notice right away, as soon as we went live, Oral Imamov asked, my book appeared in third page in search results today organically. Is it good? Is that good, John?
In Amazon?
Yeah.
If it could be Amazon testing out the book to see, what it gets. It could be just you. It could be a whole, many other people. The thing is that Amazon is so algorithmically driven that it kind of does to your book. It views your book as an ad asset, the way kind of Google would look at an ad that you create inside Google Ads. Mm-hmm. So it wants to see if your cover is working, if your description is working, and if it's the first month or 2 months that you just published the book, it's going to test it out to see how it does. The thing is that if you don't get traction within the first 2 months, then you're not going to get anywhere, even if you're Hemingway. So it's definitely good. I don't know if we can ask if that book already has a review or it doesn't.
Right. Great. I'm not going to add anything to that. You just said exactly everything I've said. The algorithm is a fickle beast, and it might show you that, but is it showing, like, say, another subset of 100 other people doing it, or another 1,000 or 10,000? It just, the user experience changes from person to person based on how the algorithm figures out, based on their behavior of buying and searching. So
it's good to actually try to view the same page from incognito mode in Chrome.
Yes.
See what that would be. That's one good idea.
Yeah, well stated. All right, John. Well, as we start to kind of wrap things up, I do appreciate you taking a little bit of time out your day. Stick around until after the broadcast. I'm just going to go ahead and just say to everybody, if you're enjoying this content, you have any kind of questions, please go ahead and drop them inside the comments, and John and I will do our best to get back to you. I know that he's right now inside the self-publishing books group, so you can always tag him. And I'll just briefly just switch back over here to the interview style mode. And you'll see his name is at the very top here. It's spelled Ioannis, and last name is Tsiokos. So, any rate though, John, any last words before we start to wrap things up?
No, thank you for having me, Dale. I mean, FiveABook is a child of mine, I guess I would say, and I have so many ideas, and I want to expand it in so many ways and add so many features. And the first thing that I want to see is it changing the review results, which means the sales, which means the lives of others. So if it does that, and I make $10 in the process, I guess, mission completed, accomplished. What do they say?
Well stated. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And those of you that are watching this on the replay or live, I thank you for your time and attention. In the meantime, in between time, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, very special edition here in Self-Publishing Books here on Facebook. And we will talk to you